Hi and welcome to Outwell. In this film I'm going to talk you through some of the features of our Yellowstone Falls. The Yellowstone Falls is a large tunnel design tent which is aimed to sleep up to 6 people, and it's in our ambient collection. So the fly sheet that we use on here is the Outex 100% ripstop cotton, and that makes it very durable and very tough, and it's going to last a long time. Other advantages of this material is that it's naturally waterproof and it has fantastic breathability properties, whereby if it's nice and warm outside, it will keep you a little bit cooler inside, and if it's very cold outside, it will keep you a little bit warmer inside too. We can see on the fly sheet here that we have these large ventilation panels down the side here, so again on those hot days we can open these up and allow lots of fresh air into the tent, keeping you a bit more comfortable. Or if it's a little bit too chilly, we can get rid of these Velcro tabs very simply and push this down to create that there. Another feature that you'll find on the outside of this tent is our floating guy line system. If I just step out the way, you'll be able to see that these guy lines have two different parts to them. We have the brown guy line running across the top next to the tent, which makes it nice and toned with the tent, and then at the bottom we have our luminous guy line to stop you from tripping over them on the way past. Now each one of these guy lines has its own guy line retainer, so when it comes to taking the tent down, we can easily take the guy lines out the ground, wrap them up in our hands and pop them in here for the next time that we come to use the tent. That way the guy lines will be nice and easily accessible. What you can notice on the side of the tent here is we have these very large PVC windows, and every one of these windows is tinted, and that has two key functions to it. One is that the sun will be reflected off of the window and keep you a little bit cooler inside, and the second is that you get much better privacy as well. The frame of this tent is made up of alloy poles, so they're very lightweight but very strong. You'll also find that on the design of this tent, the poles actually start on the outside and are automatically transferred to the inside to give you these flat pole sleeves across the top. That makes the tent very sleek and actually increases the stability of the tent as well, making it ideal for use in high winds. When we walk around to the front of the tent, we'll see that we have this open porch area here. Now obviously we have rolled the door back at the moment, but this door can be fully closed over, and it has a large tinted window on there with a curtain as well for a bit of privacy. But a nice feature of this tent is that you can actually roll this door, zip this door completely off, and that creates a nice open front awning. When we step into the awning, the ground sheet that we have in here is very heavy duty, very tough. It is a tarpaulin PVC coated ground sheet, so that's going to last a good long time, and it's also zipped in on 3 sides to make it a little bit easier to clean as well. Other features in the front here, we can see that we have these drying rails, and there's one of each of these on the side of the porch area, and then just behind here we can see that's the mesh ventilation that we mentioned on the outside. When we step back into the tent, we can see just how much space there is in here. There's certainly plenty of head height. I'm around 195 centimetres tall, so you can see, like I say, there is plenty of headroom here. And there's also plenty of space for tables and chairs and things like that on the inside too. Now the tent is divided in 2 sections by this large wall here. You can see that we have mesh ventilation panels, which is going to allow good through flow of air. If it gets a little bit chilly though, we can quite simply close the curtains on both sides here and keep yourself a little bit more cosy. The door also has a mesh panel on it too. When we step back into this area of the tent, we'll see here that the tent comes with this built-in wardrobe here. What we have inside here is a drying rack and also a mesh storage pod at the top here as well. The ground sheet in this area is the exact same type of material that we've just talked about at the front of the tent, so again very heavy duty tarpaulin PVC coated ground sheet. The difference here is that it's zipped in on all 4 sides, and it's bathtub in style, so it comes up at the sides, so you're not going to get any drafts coming in the bottom of your tent. You're going to keep out any dirt and sand and things like that, and you're also going to keep out all those unwanted bugs. Just above my head here we can see that we have some lantern hanging points, and we have these Velcro tabs running down the side of the tent which lead down to where the ground sheet zips in and out. So what that means is you can bring your electrics into your tent through here rather than through any doors, so you don't have to have any doors open. Speaking of doors, there are 2 doors at the back of the tent here as well, one on either side, and each door has its own mesh panel again, so we can roll those doors up on the outside, drop down the mesh panels for much better ventilation. Now I mentioned the large tinted windows earlier on, we can see them here. Each one of these windows has its own zip up curtain though, so you can see we can just toggle it down, closed at the bottom at the moment, like so. And then the nice thing about having zip up curtains is that you can choose just how much light you're letting into the tent or how much privacy you get from outside, just simply by bringing the zips up. And obviously these can be fully closed as well. At the back of the tent is where you'll find our sleeping compartments, and I mentioned earlier on that this tent sleeps 6 people. So at the back here we have the Outwell universal bedrooms, and what that means is that you can either have it just as one large big bedroom across here, or you can have it as we've got it at the moment, which is split into 2 separate sleeping compartments. Another nice feature of the Outwell universal bedroom is having these zips in the middle here. What it means is, if you want to, what we can do is simply get rid of one of these bedrooms simply just by unclipping the front, taking the 2 zips and dropping down one half. We can then roll that away completely, leaving you with one good sized bedroom and even more living space. You'll also see just at the top of the bedroom that we attach the bedrooms to the fly sheet using this wave shaped hanging point system. And what that does is actually takes all of the stress of these hanging points off of the seam of the bedrooms. The material that these are made of is a 100% breathable polyester, so you should get a good night's sleep as well. And then other features include mesh storage pockets on the outside, there's some storage pockets on the inside, there's large mesh ventilation towards the back, and we have low light windows as well, so that enables you to have a look outside without having to get out of your bedroom. So optional extras for this tent include a carpet for the living space at the back here. There's also a carpet available for the front area, and there's a footprint available to go under the tent as well. So that's all the features of our Yellowstone Falls. Thank you very much for watching.